And Mike and Jillian, police officers aren't releasing many details right now. What I do know, a woman was found dead right here in apartment 404, and officers are treating this case as a murder. Mike and Dana, I want to show you Jim Little's yard. It looks almost as the same as it did 4 weeks ago when that EF3 tornado rolled through this area. Little was promised help many times, but if you look around, you can see it obviously hasn't come. Yeah, Mike and Jillian, we obtained these documents today that outline exactly what Crabtree was doing before the crash and what DPS troopers found in his truck on the scene. TABC agents found that he was drinking here at Daniel Boone's and Clicks Live, which is about 10 miles away from where the accident happens. They say he was here within 1 hour of the crash. You can see this sign on the marquee behind me, "Rest in Peace, Cameron." It is just so obvious how much Cameron Matthews meant to this school and this community. Well, I spoke to some of the people that knew him best, his family and close friends. Hear what they have to say about him coming up at 6. In Alto, Risa Morris, CBS 19.
We begin tonight with a White Oak man's death, leading to a $1.25 million settlement, raising questions over how suicidal inmates are treated at the Smith County Jail.
And tonight, CBS 19's Risa Morris gets an exclusive look inside the jail and learns more about the procedures in place. Risa, sounds like this was pretty enlightening.
And for months, we've been talking with the Smith County Sheriff's Office, trying to figure out what suicide prevention procedures were in place when Jason Mosley died back in May. Well, tonight, we have those answers.
Feel like killing yourself? Some days.
He was clearly suicidal.
What about today? Yeah. Hey, you ever try killing yourself? Yeah.
And still, 34 minutes after he walked through these doors, he was found hanging by his shoelaces, not by a guard, but by another inmate.
And I miss him so much.
His death shed light on a glaring issue, a lacking suicide prevention policy. This was the policy in place when Mosley died. It calls for a follow-up screening for suicidal inmates. It doesn't say what that follow-up should be or when it should take place, and it offers no guidance for handling suicidal inmates. Mosley's father believes not having a good plan in place led to his son's death.
I want some accountability, and I wanted some changes made.
Sheriff Larry Smith says they have modified the policy.
Anybody that comes in, we automatically take their shoestrings.
Okay.
After they come in, it's our new standard policy.
Jail Captain Ralph Caraway Jr. says that new standard policy also has suicidal inmates put in these detox cells, not normal holding cells.
It's directly monitored by bookend officers, so you can actually see everything that's going on at the point in time they're here.
The Texas Commission on Jail Standards cited the Smith County Jail for being 4 minutes late to check on Mosley when he died. The commission requires the inmates be checked on every 30 minutes. Smith County now checks every 15 minutes.
I think it's important that you not only stay on top of things, but you also prevent things from happening.
The initial suicide prevention policy was put into place in 1990 and reviewed a year ago next month. Well, it was revised shortly after Mosley's death, and as for that current policy, well, we haven't been given access to that. Live in Tyler, Risa Morris, CBS 19.
Everyone agrees you shouldn't text and drive, but right now there's no law in Texas prohibiting that.
CBS 19's Risa Morris is live in White House tonight. Risa, there's a local mayor who wants to pass a uniform region-wide texting while driving ordinance, getting a little pushback.
Mike and Jillian, Kilgore Mayor Ronnie Spradlin wants every East Texas city to have a sign right here next to the welcome sign explaining the city's texting while driving policies, but not every mayor in East Texas is jumping right on board with him.
Oh, I feel that this would definitely save lives, yes.
After the Texas legislature failed to pass a bill banning texting while driving, Kilgore Mayor Ronnie Spradlin is making the issue a priority in his town and across East Texas.
I've contacted a couple of mayors and I've talked to our police chief, and hopefully that if this comes up and if the rest of my council is in favor of it, we can pass an anti-texting law that can be the standard in East Texas, and other people can pass the same one.
He's hoping to pass a region-wide ban, meaning every city in East Texas would pass the same texting while driving ordinance. Right now, cities can pass their own bans, but each one varies in severity.
It's ridiculous to ask the citizens to be aware of the laws as they go in and out of communities.
Pay Attention East Texas is a coalition aiming to educate people on the dangers of distracted driving. Last year, 468 Texans died in distracted driving crashes.
Every one of these is preventable.
The organization says Texans need to be educated, no matter if there's a texting while driving ban or not.
We need to be responsible for ourselves and just put the phone away.
Spradlin plans on contacting more mayors over the next few weeks. He says so far, he's gotten mixed responses.
You know, I'm reluctant to pass it too because I think the state should be dealing with it. But if they're not going to, and it's really a safety issue for the citizens, then we need to step in and do it.
Right now is the time when most city councils are working on the budgets for the next fiscal year. So Mayor Spradlin says when Kilgore finishes up its budget work, he's going to propose that texting while driving ban in the city.
So, Risa, let's go back a little bit. Why is the mayor facing pushback on this then?
Well, he says that some other local mayors that he talked to believes that a texting while driving ban should be left to the state legislators, not to local government. Back to you.
A school field trip turned into a life or death situation for one Birdwell Elementary student.
CBS 19's Risa Morris joining us live in the studio tonight. Risa, a first grader crediting her teachers with saving her life.
And Mike and Jillian, all teachers at Birdwell Elementary are trained in using an EpiPen, and that's exactly what saved Samari Williams' life. She began having an allergic reaction after petting goats at the zoo, and her teacher's fast reaction saved her life. This school field trip to the Caldwell Zoo is something Samari Williams was looking forward to for a long time. But it took a turn for the worse after visiting the petting zoo.
We went to go see the goats, and it was almost lunchtime. And then we went to go wash our hands. And then I said I should have been the first one because my face itching.
That alerted her teachers. See, Samari has serious allergies, and as soon as her face started itching, her mouth swelled up as well. That's when her teachers called 911 and administered the EpiPen.
I've learned that it is incredibly important to be prepared. Because, again, that to me made the difference between what could have been a life or death situation for Samari.
Her teachers say they were able to help Samari thanks to their training.
It was shocking how fast it occurred. So I know that had I not had that proper training, it could have been much worse.
Samari's mom, Patricia, says the teachers truly saved her daughter's life with their quick response.
So many of us have to, leave our kids in the other hands of other people, and to know that your child is actually safe when you leave them for those 7 hours is just wonderful.
And Samari will forever be grateful for her first grade teachers.
If it wasn't because of them, I wouldn't be here anymore.
And Mike and Jillian, Samari says her day at the zoo wasn't totally ruined because she did get to see the baby monkeys and ride in what she called an ambulance car. Back to you.
She is precious.
Great story, Risa. Thank you.
Good morning. It's Sunday, September 27th. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Risa Morris. Thanks, Albert. We have a bizarre story out of Lufkin this morning where a bookstore owner is behind bars accused in a kidnapping for hire plot. Police arrested Jason McLaughlin on a charge of second-degree felony criminal solicitation of aggravated kidnapping. Investigators say he hired someone to kidnap a Louisiana man so he could kill him. McLaughlin owns the Thrifty Nut bookstore in Lufkin. Police say he'll likely face more charges, and so far, no bond has been set. One of our very own hometown stars, country singer Casey Musgraves, played a special show last night, benefiting local music and artist programs right here in East Texas. CBS 19's Andrea Martinez caught up with the superstar. End of September, maybe October is our best bet.
It is. It's going to change.
Let's all hope so. Thanks,
okay.
Albert.
You bet.
Austin City Limits sold its final round of tickets for the weekend for students and people in the military. Things got a little out of control. KVU's Jenny Lee spoke with some students caught in the middle of a stampede. Police in California were in pursuit of a man flying a motorized glider Monday.
The man flew over a prison complex in Castic around 5:40 p.m. and was quickly pursued by a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department helicopter for failing to yield. At the time, officers believed the man had dropped contraband over the prison in the area.
According to the sheriff, he didn't know he was flying over the jail. It was an honest mistake. He doesn't appear to have dropped anything over the jail. He's been released with no citation, and an investigation is still ongoing. Blood banks are asking for donations to keep up with the need this summer. We'll tell you where you can donate coming up. Thanks for watching CBS 19 Sunday Morning. Be sure to stick around for CBS News Sunday morning at 8.